As it's said in the film, every hunter dies a great death because every hunter lives a great life. But how soon could that great death come for a hunter? Who will prove the longevity of their career? I'm Kyle with Wicked Binge, and this is the Sea Beast characters, weak to powerful. As usual, we'll be starting off with the weakest characters and working our way up to the most powerful. And the weakest characters in this movie are the king and queen from White Rock. Sure, they have direct influence over a navy and an army in their kingdom, but we don't see the two of them ever put up any kind of defense or offense themselves throughout the film. They mostly just order the armies around when they feel they're being threatened by Captain Crow in the beginning and Red at the end of the film.
Your queen demands it!
The most that we see the king and queen do is run from the guards when they're outed for the propaganda of the sea beasts, surprisingly not being followed. They're content to sit behind their armies and let them do the work. Next up is Macy Brumble. Macy is not your ordinary child and shows some impressive feats of athleticism and dexterity in her escape from the children's home and her eventual stowaway on the Inevitable. In her entanglement in the rope, she's quick to manipulate herself to prevent being eaten by Red, and also cuts her tie from Jacob as well. She's shown pulling spears out of Red's hide with a little bit of a struggle, but she's eventually able to pry them out. She's also able to withstand various instances of whiplash without taking too much damage, but does end up with a head wound in an attempt to stop Red from taking on the Royal Navy. In her weakened state, we see her muster enough strength to attempt to attack Captain Crow before she is stopped by Jacob, but ultimately, due to her being a child, we can't rank her any higher. Moving on to Gwen Batterby. Though she shows no physical strength as an old woman, she does have great feats of intelligence and invention. She is responsible for concocting various potions and crafting weapons to be sold at a steep price to those that dare take on her deals. It's said that those who take on her deals only find misfortune afterwards, showing how potentially destructive her creations can be. She is responsible for crafting the Hand of God, a cannon-launched harpoon that can administer one of her deadliest poisons to whatever target it hits. She shows that she has the mental prowess to help someone take down their foes. After Gwen, we have Admiral Hornigold and the Royal Navy. This admiral and his crew, unfortunately, don't get very much screen time, so there are not a lot of displays of strength to evaluate. Hornigold brags about his ship, the Imperator, and how it will be a stronger ship for hunting the sea beasts. However, this is quickly disproven when Red makes quick work of the ship and splits it in two. The Navy also attempts to take on Red when she catches eye of them and charges. She's shot down with guns, arrows, and cannons by the men, but this does not deter or slow down the beast in the slightest. Red is able to plow through them with no issue. Hornigold and his navy may be massive in numbers, but show little in their actual strength. Another group. Next, we have the crew of the Inevitable. This group of hunters is a melting pot of different people with different experiences. Some have fought on the ship for long periods of time, while others are new to the crew. Several are mentioned as having scars from previous battles to show off their strength and durability. In the film, various crew members are given tasks of various levels. Some are relegated to the general functions of the ship, while others take on a more offensive role in battle. We see them take part in the fight against the Brickleback and the two fights with Red, but not much more. Ahead of her crew, we have Sarah Sharp. Sarah is described as there being no one else like her, the most loyal first mate to Captain Crow there ever was. She fights alongside her crew in the battles with the sea beasts, even encouraging celebratory drinks beforehand, with how much confidence she has. When Maisie is allowed to stay, Sarah has no qualms reminding the young girl that if she steps out of line, the first mate will deal with her.
I'll visit worse than death on ya.
Sarah seems to get through better to the crew when Jacob is believed to be dead and Captain Crow's mind focuses solely on revenge against Red. She's also the one to recognize that Red still had some fight left in her after the Hand of God was removed, so she clearly is a good judge of the strength of others. Sarah's also the one to help Maisie free Red after they travel to White Rock, revealing that she should have given the girl a bigger knife so that she could cut through the rope faster. The Bronze Medal of Power goes to Jacob Holland. Having been brought onto the Inevitable as a lad, Jacob became one of the greatest beast hunters across the seas. He shows such strength and great leadership skills that Captain Crow desires for him to take over once the Red Bluster is no more, to which the young man gladly accepts. Jacob is able to motivate and rally his crew into fights, and stands by a code to help those in need.
And every hunter's scar is a life saved.
Once Maisie is brought on, Jacob does what he can to protect her when the ship is threatened, not wanting her to get into harm's way. He attempts to take on Red after he and Maisie are shipwrecked, and also hunts for food during the time that they're on the island. He also rescues her several times from various beasts as they attempt to sail to Rum Pepper Island. Jacob even joins Maisie in the removal of the lances from Red's hide. Jacob's final test of strength comes at the end of the movie, where he attempts to stop Captain Crow from killing Red. Crow then forces Jacob into a sword fight, believing the young man to have turned on his captain. Jacob is able to overtake Crow, and breaks the lance belonging to the captain as a symbolic gesture of choosing to no longer hunt the beasts. The Silver Medal of Power goes to Captain Crow. Believed to be the greatest beast hunter of all time, Crow had fought many beasts in his life. He endured being shot, swallowed, and many other atrocities that most wouldn't survive. That said, Crow lost his right eye to the Red Bluster, and desired to get revenge against the monster for it.
It's the Red Bluster. I know it in my bones.
Crow shows a lot of tenacity as he wants to continue on in his pursuit of the Red Bluster, despite the ship being in a state of disrepair multiple times in the film. Captain Crow fights with his crew in all their battles against the sea beasts, but eventually gets clouded by his desire for revenge. He takes the Hand of God off of Gwen's hands and uses it against Red before bringing her to the kingdom to publicly slaughter. However, he gets into a sword fight with Jacob when the young man tries to stop him from killing the beast. Captain Crow shows that he is the greatest hunter of all time, but he's still no match for our final entry. The Gold Medal of Power goes to the Red Bluster, or Red for short. This monster is touted as the most dangerous creature in the seas by the Queen of White Rock, noticing that its existence is a threat to everyone in the land regardless of whether they travel upon the seas. Red is responsible for having taken the lives of many beast hunters, as well as Captain Crow's right eye. We see in her first battle that she is smart enough to use the ropes that are pierced into her hide to drag the ship into a vortex in an attempt to sink it. She also defends Jacob and Maisie from a crab beast when the two of them are shipwrecked. Red also is able to easily smash through the Imperator and tank several projectiles that are shot at her. Red does fall victim to the poison within the Hand of God, but is able to recover from it since the captain chose to remove the harpoon in preference of slaughtering her himself. When she recovers from the poison, Red takes out several buildings in the kingdom before setting her sights on killing Captain Crow. She's stopped by Maisie's influence, but still proves that she's not a beast to be reckoned with in the end, and definitely worthy of our Gold Medal of Power. But let us know in the comments section what you thought of our list. Who do you think the most powerful character was in the Sea Beast? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell and binge our other weak to powerful videos. But most importantly, stay wicked.